priming and foaming. Priming is defined as the process of wet steam formation in the boiler. This process takes place when impure water boils violently in a boiler and some tiny droplets of water containing the dissolved impurities are carried along with the steam. The process of carrying the impurities along with the steam is known as carryover. So, what is priming? Formation of wet steam, okay, or water droplets over the surface. So, actually, priming and foaming is not included in your syllabus. Just to know the boiler problems we have given here. So, these are the reasons for priming, and these are the harmful effects of priming, and these are the preventive measures for priming. And foaming, it's nothing but persistent bubbles, uh, water bubbles formed over the boiling water surface. So, that is called as foaming. Priming and foaming both will occur together. These are the reasons and these are the harmful effects of priming and foaming. Actually, under boiler problems, you have to study only scales and sludge formation and boiler corrosion. So, what is boiler corrosion? If untreated water is fed into the boiler, it often leads to corrosion or boiler metal and tubes. You know what is corrosion? What is corrosion? It's a destruction or deterioration and consequent loss of metal by chemical or electrochemical attack. Now, boiler corrosion is a serious problem encountered in steam boilers. What are the reasons for boiler corrosion? The first reason is presence of dissolved oxygen. Water invariably contains dissolved oxygen. The high temperature and pressure prevailing in the boiler facilitates the attack of oxygen on boiler metal. Like whatever we have studied in electrochemical theory of corrosion, same process will happen here also. So those reactions we have given here, formation of ferrous hydroxide, and in the presence of limited oxygen or in the presence of dissolved oxygen will get hydrated ferric oxide, okay, or somewhat like yellow rust. The boiler corrosion caused by the presence of dissolved oxygen can be prevented by eliminating oxygen from the boiler water. But how to remove this boiler dissolved oxygen? There are many treatments. One is chemical treatment and another one is mechanical deaeration. In chemical treatment, we need to add some oxygen scavengers or reducing agents like hydrogen hydrate, sodium sulfide and sodium sulfite. So, what happens in the presence of these chemicals? They will react with oxygen, and in the case of hydrogen hydrate, you will get water and nitrogen, and in other two cases, sodium sulfide and sodium sulfite, you will get sodium sulfate. Here, out of these, hydrogen hydrate is the best reducing agent because there is no salt formation, only water and nitrogen. Nitrogen anyway gas and water, it will present, it will add up to the water itself. So, that is one method. Second method is mechanical deaeration. The water is made to trickle or sprinkle through the series of perforated plates fitted in a large chamber called deaerator, so that large surface area of water is exposed. But these perforated plates should be heated, then the evaporation of or removal of oxygen will be easier. The deaerator is heated externally and connected to a vacuum pump to remove oxygen. Simple process to remove dissolved oxygen. Now, another reason for boiler corrosion, presence of dissolved carbon dioxide. Water always contains variable amounts of dissolved carbon dioxide. Further, the decomposition of residual bicarbonates also contributes, as we have seen in the in the estimation of total hardness. On boiling, bicarbonates are converted into carbonates, but at the same time, carbon dioxide also will be evolved. So, bicarbonates also one of the sources for the dissolved carbon dioxide. So, if the water contains bicarbonate, that increases carbon dioxide in boiling water. Dissolved carbon dioxide produces carbonic acid when it undergoes hydrolysis, so which attacks boiler metal and its parts, causing corrosion. So, this is the another reason for boiler corrosion. Now, one more reason for boiler corrosion, that is presence of magnesium chloride. Presence of magnesium chloride produces hydrochloric acid due to hydrolysis. As I told earlier, magnesium chloride reacts with water, it produces magnesium hydroxide. At the same time, hydrochloric acid also will be produced. Now, this hydrochloric acid, it attacks boiler metal and it forms ferrous chloride, and hydrogen gas will be evolved. Now, ferrous chloride, it undergoes hydrolysis, it produces ferrous hydroxide. Now, and also hydrochloric acid. So, now this regenerated hydrochloric acid leads to further corrosion of the boiler. Therefore, small amount of magnesium chloride can cause continuous corrosion of boiler. Why? Because it produces hydrochloric acid continuously. So, these are the three methods, three reasons for boiler corrosion. So, what are those three reasons? One is presence of dissolved oxygen, and another one is presence of dissolved carbon dioxide, and third one is presence of magnesium chloride. It's very important, boiler corrosion and boiler problems due to scales and sludge formation.